Good morning and good afternoon, depending from where you are watching us from. And I am your host, Florence Kasongo. And today on this platform, I am not alone. I am honored by the presence of Mr. Nico. You are welcome to our platform, sir.
Thank you so much, Florence, for having me. My name is Nico Luka. I'm married. I am an electrical and information engineer by qualification. And by profession, I'm a data engineer. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And we move to today's topic, which is called artificial intelligence. So what can you tell us, or can you please give us a definition of artificial intelligence?
Okay. So to many people, artificial intelligence, which is AI, there's a lot of definition going on out there. Some people think that artificial intelligence is robots, but how I define it is that simulation of human intelligence in terms of process by using computer system and to try to mimic exactly what a human can do. That is artificial intelligence.
When I heard about the topic artificial intelligence, in my head I was really thinking of robots walking around, or them maybe being the ones to serve us at shops. Oh, welcome, things like that. So what can you say about that?
Yes, I think you're not too far off from that. I think ultimately the goal that we're trying to achieve here with artificial intelligence is to get to that point where robots are the ones serving us. Okay. And robots are the one that will be able to do certain tasks for us. So you're not entirely wrong. That is the ultimate goal of artificial intelligence. But I think where society is at the moment, we are still somewhere in the mid level of artificial intelligence. But the aim is for robots to start doing a lot more like humans.
More. Speaking of that, I just remembered something that I saw, I think online, whereby in Japan, actually these robots have been put to place. They got to a point where now they're actually serving people in shops and everything. So, by what time do you think these artificial intelligence would be set in Africa as a whole?
In Africa,
I know something.
In Africa, I'll say, let me speak from a global perspective. I think China is very advanced when it comes to technology. We see the Asian countries, America or Europe, they're a lot more advanced, and we will get there, but we're probably still at the beginning stage of this. So it depends. It's a country to country and how much you invest into your development, how much you invest into the education system, how much advancement you want as a country in the tech space. So depending on what your government or what your institutions, your school does, that's the rate at which people will experience artificial intelligence. But I'll say globally, we are seeing already some trends. Robots will come and serve, robots will come and sweep a certain area on their own. I've attended conferences where I've seen robots that moves across the conference room, and that was a trash collector. So you've got a cup, you've got a glass of water, a glass of something, and after drinking your the juice or the water, and you want to throw away that cup, and before you know it, there was this robot that was right next to me, and it says trash can. So I just dropped the cup, and that's it. That is AI.
AI forever, as always. So before we actually lose our people with this whole topic, I'd want you to please just give us a small history regarding AI. By the way, AI is the abbreviation of
artificial intelligence.
Thank you.
AI has come to light recently. I think globally we've seen an increased trend of artificial intelligence online, especially with the launching of GPT-3, which is an AI system that's an auto text correction or addition that was launched, I believe, in November last year. But if you are on social media, you see that there's a lot more conversation of AI.
Yes.
But when it comes to history, I'm not sure how far back it goes, but we're probably in 20 decades diving into AI, 2 decades driving into the AI. But yeah, it's been around for a while. I don't want to be too precise on when it started, but it's been around for a couple of decades. I'll say over 2 decades by now.
Just a rough question out here. Do you think that AI has actually come to increase unemployment rate?
There is that debate that's going around where people believe that AI will reduce job, and a lot of people will lose their job. But people need to also see the new opportunity that comes with AI. With the introduction of artificial intelligence into our day-to-day activities, into all our sectors, we're also looking at an increase in terms of new job. It's more about people adapting to new skills.
But when you speak of people adapting to new skills, do we also get the fact that these people that have to adapt to new skills are the ones losing their jobs? For example, last time I was actually just like going through roughly on some AI database. I think it's about how to calculate, I think it was money or something like that.
Right.
And now I am looking in the perspective of an accountant. So now if AI intelligence that has been made up now that we've got robots or maybe we've got apps that are able to do the job of an accountant, what is the use of studying accounting now?
You're 100% right, but you need to stop looking at the disadvantages AI brings when the accountant loses the job. There's a lot more advantage to be looking at what AI will bring. Yes, the accountant is going to lose their job, but with the accountant losing their job, someone who's the owner of the business will have a much more precise answer to whatever question that they have. I have a company, and if an AI is handling my company, my accounting, I almost know that it will never go wrong, or it's giving me better predictions. So to me, as the owner of a business, there's an advantage to it. But to the accountant who lost their job, the task now is, can I be the one who introduce new process of how you go about shopping for the right AI for accounting. How do I become a consultant that's provide a company what AI tool to use? You will always need human to oversee what AI will do, but people shouldn't look at it as a disadvantage. And the challenge again here that I will emphasize on is adapting. Exactly.
Adapting is the issue actually with all of this new technology going on. Because if we have to look at it in the form of the times of our parents, till this day, there are some people who are of our age or even older than us who still do not want to adapt to the new technology systems. So now if AI has to be implemented, how are people going to work on that? Because adapting, firstly, as a black man, is a problem. We hardly adapt to things. So now, how would we adapt to seeing robots walk around?
It is a challenge to our parents, and I think one needs to be conscious about how the world is going and how they need to adapt to it. And the problem with people who refuse to adapt to those changes, they pay the price because they either lost their job or they were replaced by someone who's smarter or something. They didn't adapt to the new changes and they were left behind. So I think onus is on the person themselves to realize that things are changing and I need to adapt. So to our parents who are still struggling to use normal computer, most of them you see that they will not have the top end job because they did not want to adapt.
Yeah.
But to the one who understood that there is a need for them to adapt, you don't have to be an expert. You only need to have the basic for you to be able to participate in the working environment. And some parents did. I've got people that are over 50 but are technologists, and they adapted quite well. So people need to adapt.
Moral of the story: adapt. Learn to adapt to the new society, to the technology, because I mean, life will not wait for you as a human after all, right?
That's correct. Yes, life will not wait for you. I recently read a book about challenge of leaders of tomorrow, the challenge of leaders of tomorrow, and the main focal points of it was adaptive leadership. And it speaks to leaders, but again, when you spoke about parents that didn't want to adapt, parents are supposed to be leaders, so it is their job to adapt. Although the book specifically speaks of leader, but you can consider yourself as an individual leader for your own life.
For our viewers, actually, what's the name of the book?
I think Leaders of Tomorrow, the challenge of leaders of tomorrow.
You can get it at any bookstore.
If you can find it.
If you can find it, actually,
yeah. I think I've had it for some time. It's an old book, but I always like to go back in the book every now and then to see, read again and again and again and reflect back on whatever they were talking about. We're actually starting to see those trends now. The book was released prior to AI being a lot more trendy nowadays, but it's so relevant because the principle remain the same. My wife always liked to talk about principles. So principles lives longer than whatever environment we're living in.
Exactly. Here we already get the fact that he's a married man, my wife says. Anyways, let us move on. May you please just tell us types of AI, different types of AI that we find in our daily lives or anything like that?
No problem. I think I would say there's about 3 type of AI that I know about. There's a narrow one.
Yeah.
There's the general AI, and there's you say more of a super AI. And when we speak of a narrow AI, artificial intelligence, it's your iPhone Siri. That's the type of AI that is almost limited into how they think. It's the AI that's on your phone. When you get your new phone and you start texting, you know that auto text corrects.
Yeah.
At the beginning, when you start using it, it doesn't know you. But the more you use it, the more it knows about you. And it's able to complete the sentences or the words that you use. You know that if you say sorry, the next word is love.
Yes.
And it automatically preempt or give you an option to select love.
Yeah.
So those are the type of narrow. It's very limited. So when we move on to your more general AI, the general AI is the one that's based on knowledge. It uses past knowledge and try to understand in order for it to give you the correct answer or the answer that you're looking for or answer to your task. And then the super AI will probably be the one where the AI that can have some level of consciousness, that can think and go beyond yes and no, beyond knowledge and understanding.
Okay. When you gave the types of AI, I heard you speak of the part of the general AI. Why the understanding part? What's the intelligence for the general AI?
I think when it comes to AI, and remember that our definition of AI is us trying to simulate human intelligence. And when we speak of simulation of human intelligence, understanding is a key part or a key aspect when it comes to human intelligence. You understand certain things. You can sit as you are to be able to come up with an objective answer.
Yeah.
You'll be able to look at the text or look at a plate of food, know that I'm required to eat without someone telling you that this is a spoon, eat. So understanding is key. And people who are working on AIs are trying to replicate things like decision making and understanding using knowledge. Remember, it's a computer, so a computer can only operate from a point standard view of input and output. And in between, that's where you get your AI processes. So understanding is very important. You as a human, you understand things without someone needing to explain to you as a biological being.
Yeah.
But because AI is a computing or a technology person, obviously, person, it's not a biological person. We need to teach it how to understand. We need to teach it how to make decisions.
Is this where the super AI comes in? Because listening to what you say when you're giving out the different types, you also spoke about the super AI.
Correct.
So does it mean that the super AI are the ones that has to go to the level or actually surpass the level of human mind? Because already we know that as a human, we do not use our mind capacity to 100.
To the fullest.
To the fullest, so like the 100%.
Yes,
so does it mean that the AI, the super AI, are the ones that will be created to actually surpass the mind of a normal human being? Or will it just be to a certain point that it still surpasses the human being?
So I'll say with the super, you need to look at it from you as a human. You understand things, you're able to make decisions, but you have something that is superior to a computer or to your phone. You're a conscious being. You have the ability to think outside of the box, to have a conscience. And when we speak of super AI, that's when we're trying to make the AI to be self-aware. At the end of a cliff, well, put 2 steps forward, you die because you're going to fall. So that's when the super AI comes. It doesn't need an instruction. It knows that I need to stop. To be self-aware and to have a level of conscience, that is where we get to the super AI. At this stage, I'll say that they still rely on understanding and knowledge. That's where AI.
Actually, what you're speaking about right now just makes me remember a bit. So I am a person who's like really into movies, and me being into movies is not action and everything. I'm into Korean series and stuff, Korean Chinese series. So one of these series had an artificial being. No, but still using the AI, right? So this machine can actually feel.
Exactly. That's part of those emotions, empathy, consciousness. That's when we get to the next level of AI.
So when I was looking at that, I was actually shocked. I'm like, no, now this is actually going too far. And if we have to take it back to our African homes, what would they regard that as, if not witchcraft?
To tell you about that, I think African home, it's very difficult to adapt to.
Very difficult.
I think they will just label it as something Illuminati,
exactly.
very strange, that you shouldn't accept it.
So when I saw that, I was like, wow, finally, according to me, it looks like the world is ending. It's not even a joke anymore. It looks like the world is ending. But still, I would actually want to have that.
To have that?
I would want to have that cute robot, feeling my emotions. I can speak to. He's going to understand me. I think that's the best part.
Will it understand you? That's maybe the bigger question.
I think it will, because now why are you guys making things that will not understand me as a person?
Will it understand you because you're the owner or because it's a being?
Because I'm the owner.
So those are some of the challenges that still sort of an open book when it comes to AI. That car will understand you because it's been instructed to understand Florence. But it won't understand Nico because I'm not the owner. And all those different aspects, that pets, a robotic pet maybe that you have, would have feeling for you because it's been programmed to have feelings for you. but it's not going to have feeling for another person. So those are the few challenges that we're still there, but we're getting there. I don't know in how many years.
In how many years? That's the question. Hopefully we get there. But anyways, whoever wants to get me that cute robot that is going to feel my emotions, please do. I will not say no.
Yes, I think, Florence, now you just mentioned that you want a pet that has emotion.
Yeah.
And 5 years from now, people will say, I want a husband who has emotion. So you feel that there needs to be some sort of a consensus, or people need to be aware that we need to control it.
Okay.
And because otherwise people will have too much expectation of what the AI should be. And we might lose what makes us human. First you want the pet that has emotion, now you want a husband that has emotion, now you want employee that will praise you, which are a bunch of AI robots. And that's, I think, to me, is some of the disadvantage, because we lose what makes us human. That's natural biological interaction.
Okay, so actually, moral of the story, I would say, is do not just be too much into AI, because now we're gonna lose our identities as human.
Yes, correct. I think for me, I'm in the information space, software, data, and I never see myself as a super technologist.
Yeah.
I use it to do what I want. It's the goal for me is I need to move this from A to B.
Yeah.
And in between, that's when I use technology. It's almost irrelevant to me. The objective for me is to get into the solutions.
Yes.
So we need to remember that AI is here to help us, not become us, take over us. As long as across the world we think along that line, we'll always remain aligned to the objective of what was AI intended to do. It's to simulate human intelligence, but to not replace the humans. We still are relevant.
We still are relevant, exactly. So AI is not here to take over us as humans, but it's here to help us as humans. So, yes. So now, the capabilities.
Yes.
Can you please tell us more about the capabilities of AI?
So when it comes to AI, I will say that the different capability from, if I understand well the question, I'll say AI is one of those tools. Like I said, software is a tool, or technology is a tool that is reactive. So AI can be reactive.
Yeah.
Earlier on, I mentioned how your phone starts to understand your text. When you say hello, it knows that you want to say hello, mom.
Yeah.
So that's a reactive AI. So those are some of the capabilities that AI has. It's able to react. Your AI will know that when Florence wakes up at 7:30, at 7:35, she wanna listen to a particular song. Yeah. Or she wants a coffee to already be made. So those are reactive AI.
Okay.
And then we've got another type of AI that's I might call it limited. So when it comes to limited AI, it doesn't just respond to the information that is aware of in that moment. It also uses the limited AI is the one that actually uses the knowledge that it has now, and that's why we call it limited.
Okay.
So the first one, reactive, based on what you want to do, it can react.
It reacts.
Then the second one is limited because it's limited with the knowledge that it has. And we get a different one, which is a lot more extreme, theory of the mind. Yeah. That is another aspect of AI or capability of AI that we haven't touched on. At the beginning, I mentioned understanding. But when you think of a human, how your brain works, your mind is bigger than understanding. Your mind has consciousness, it's got love, it's got emotions. So that's probably sitting in the theory of the mind. And those are the different capability that I can think of at the moment.
Thank you very much.
Just that.
Thank you. And also, can you please tell us, or maybe give us examples of some AIs that we can actually see today or probably know of? So then when someone who did not have the knowledge of the AI,
Yes.
when they see it, they'll be like, oh no, I actually heard them speak of this.
Yes. I think I will go with the one everyone is talking about today, right now. OpenAI. Open.ai. So if anyone would like to know more about AI, the one that's trending right now, OpenAI was released in last year November. What it does is it writes text. If you ask him a question, the AI is able to give you an answer.
Okay.
In text, in paragraph, in introduction. So go to OpenAI and look for GPT-3. That's the latest version that they've released. But very soon they'll be releasing GPT-4 by OpenAI.
Okay.
Maybe to take you back a little story of OpenAI. Back in, I think, 2000, just before COVID.
Yeah.
So how an AI is built, maybe we need to start there, is that you take your brain is a neural network. That's your brain. When you think biologically, it's funny enough we have neural network here at the back. So think of it as you being your brain. And for every spot or every dot that you have that interconnects in your neural network, that's a neuron.
Okay.
So what OpenAI did back in 2010, they said that, okay, we've got 10 neurons. What if we have 1 million neurons? What if you have 2 million? So all they did, they combined all the neurons that they could get, which in other words is computing power and processors. They put it in one box and they let the AI start learning on its own. And to their surprise, the more neuron was sitting in one big box, the more it was able to mimic or simulate human intelligence.
Wow.
And that's how OpenAI was able to create GPT-3. And there's GPT-4 coming up very soon. So that's almost the history of how the AI that took over the internet. They were able to get 1 million view or 1 million users in less than 5 days or so.
That's great.
And I think maybe a week ago or so, I tried accessing the site and I couldn't because there was too many users on the platform. So yeah, go to OpenAI and have a look.
It's actually good that we have people who actually want to see or want to know more about AI. And I think that's what we actually need as people.
Correct.
Because you spoke about us adapting.
Yes.
Yeah. So the fact that there is someone out there or there is people out there who actually want to know more about what for?
OpenAI.
OpenAI 3. That's the one that's out, right?
GPT-3. That's the one that's out.
Yeah, that one that is out and apparently now 4 is coming. Please stay tuned to it for the people who love AI. Can you please tell us the goal of AI, artificial intelligence?
Well, since from its definition, well, and from what I see, AI is here to help us. We are trying to either improve or replace what humans do, but the main objective is to assist us. When a company goes and starts looking for an AI solution, the idea is for the AI to be a lot quicker in decision making and have access to a lot more knowledge. Imagine, if I can take it, I prefer to give example so people can easily relate to it. And that way you understand why is it so important. Let's say you go to your doctor today.
Yeah.
You go to one doctor and that one doctor gives you an advice. Same story with the neural network. Now let's say you have access to 1 million doctors through one platform. So your one question is being answered by 1 million people.
Yeah.
So AI then brings efficiency and a lot more accuracy, not based on what a single doctor that is qualified, that has gone to school, but it's a combination of all those doctors into one platform. And it's a combination of all those lawyers into one platform. Another example that I saw recently is your terms and conditions, or those documents that are 55 pages long,
Yes.
and you're trying to understand it.
Yeah.
If an AI already knows what's the content of it, it can give you an answer very quickly. You are qualified for this. The AI will be able to reply to you faster. So the goal of AI is to make our life better, but bringing us more efficient solution into the market. And that's why there's a big boom about AI at the moment.
AI is here to save the world. Exactly.
Correct.
Yeah. So what is the impact, or what impact does artificial intelligence have on technology?
So that's one of the impact I can quickly think of is now 4th IR. We are moving into the 4th industrial revolution.
Yes.
And with AI coming into play, AI will have a big impact in terms of creating that synergy between what's already there, mimicking biological. So I think I see 4th IR is a combination between what computer can do, what human can do from a biological standpoint. And now with AI coming into play, it's going to have a huge impact into the 4th industrial revolution, because then it combines what a human can think, like the example of a lawyer or the doctor that I put. Now imagine you have an army of doctors that are attached into one little platform.
Exactly.
And so that impact is that we're going to see a rapid evolution in the 4th IR. I'm not sure when they're going to announce 5th industrial revolution, but where we stand, the 4th industrial revolution will be heavily impacted by AI, because computers have become an essential part of our day-to-day life, an essential part of our decision making, and also bringing more efficiency. So that will be impacted. Another area that will be impacted will be on job. I think you touched on it, where I believe that if you do not adapt very soon,
a lot of them will be left jobless.
Yes, you will be left behind. A general manager of General Electric once said that once the outside change exceeded the change of the inside, the end is near. So if outside is changing faster than you, the inside, rest assured that you are doomed.
Yes.
So one thing is that the world really needs to adapt to it. AI is here to stay.
It's here to stay.
Me, the people who are investing money in that are the people who control the world. Microsoft is playing a part in that. Major investor, I believe, in OpenAI as well. And they quickly, as soon as they saw the trend of what happened to OpenAI and GPT-3, they announced different strategy that they're going to apply. Imagine your Google. Google is very reactive.
Yes, it is.
When you ask a question on Google, you have a very reactive answer. What's the capital of South Africa? It's very reactive. Now imagine Google being attached directly into an AI that's able to think even further and further. What you're going to get is a big bang. I think maybe 2 weeks back, I took the GPT-3 and gave it to some of my nieces. I say, ask it a question. And the GPT-3 was able to answer them. And it's here to stay.
It's really here to stay. So keep up with technology. Keep up with it, or else you are doomed for life.
Very doomed
for life. So, Mr. Nico, before we actually come to the end of this talk show that we had this moment, do you have anything that you'd like to tell our viewers?
I feel like we haven't even touched the depth of what AI is.
Okay.
Or what technology it brings, or the advantage, the impact. There's so much more we can talk about when it comes to AI, and maybe if you have another opportunity,
for sure we will.
Different conferences or different settings where we can touch again on those points, because my fear is that when it comes to a new technology coming into place, if the youth doesn't adapt to it, there's a bigger danger
that awaits
us. And if we don't talk more about it right now, they will not be able to adapt. If the education system doesn't understand that there's a role that they need to play into the education system to ensure that the next youth, the next generation, is aware of how things will work, there's a bigger danger there. Because the minute we educate the youth on what are the different possibilities or opportunity that comes with technology such as AI, the better we are prepared for tomorrow. And I think another setting is needed for other conversations. I think the more conversations we have, the better.
Exactly, especially from what you've just said now, it really shows that you are worried about the leaders of tomorrow and the fact that people do not want to adapt. And that we actually have to force a generation to adapt. So I just want to ask, what do you have to say in conclusion? And one thing for sure is you will surely be again our guest on this platform for what again? What is it called again?
For AI.
For AI.
Or technology. Remember, those things are just tools.
They're just tools for real. As for people adapting, that one is very serious. That one is very serious. So may you please conclude for us, like tell us what you have for us.
I think for me, part of what I do as well, beside my day-to-day job, I work a lot with the youth. And one message that I'll give to the youth is that first you need to be adaptive. You must be able to adapt.
Especially that.
Today. You need to be creative. Creativity is very important. The minute you stop being creative, that's when the world will end. Again, as the GM General Electric said, if the outside change exceeds the change inside, the end is near. So part of our work as well as people, we need to be very resilient in everything we do, in everything we touch. So in conclusion to AI, I know it can be shocking and there might be a lot of pressure, especially to the youth, the next generation of the workforce. So I'll say to them, adapt, be creative, and be very resilient.
Emphasis on adapt.
Yes, that's correct.
I feel like that's our major problem right now. We have reached the end of our show today. Please stay connected to our social media platforms and see you next time. Thank you.